Hey, welcome. It's the Hunting Nostalgia Christmas Special, presented by Armstrong and Pop Culture Comics, starring Nick Bartley, Elvira Taylor, with our special guest today, Allison Patel, and introducing Gianna Bartley. I'm your announcer, Tony Daniels, and now the host of Hunting Nostalgia, Nick Bartley.
Merry Christmas. This is the Hunting Nostalgia Christmas Special. I wait all year for this. This is my favorite, I say that a lot, but this is my favorite episode of the year. Mainly because I get to do the Christmas special with my daughter, Gianna. And this year we're taking you about 2 hours west to Medina, Ohio, to a magical place called Castle Noel. From the moment I stepped foot at Castle Noel, I honestly felt like I was engulfed into a Christmas movie. I felt like I was a star in a Christmas movie. It was so amazing. You will not believe it. You have to get there. But then, my wife has been asking me every year, we have to go to the Christmas Story House in Cleveland. So I wanted to do both. I wasn't able to, but my amazing producers, Steven and David, they took Allison Patel, who is also fantastic, on a trip to Cleveland to go to the Christmas Story House. It is so neat. I was so jealous, but I had a blast at Castle Noel. But another extremely exciting thing about this year's Christmas episode is we get a taste into Elvira Taylor's Latin American culture with the celebration of Three Kings Day. I never knew about this holiday. I'm slightly embarrassed to say that, but I get to learn, and it is so neat to see what other cultures do for Christmas. And then it just keeps going. There is a slightly ridiculous music video that you will see featuring yours truly and Elvira Taylor about just how much we love this stuff. But most importantly, the most important part of this year's Christmas special is the fact that it is sponsored by Pop Culture Comics. My friend Ken runs an amazing comic book / vintage toy store on Mount Royal Boulevard. And every year he gives away 3 brand new vintage toys to every family that walks in. No questions asked. How cool is that? So if you're struggling to find a gift for somebody, go to Pop Culture Comics. Or maybe nobody gets you a gift for Christmas, which would be an absolute shame. But maybe that's the case. So go down and pick your very own Christmas gift out at Pop Culture Comics. Say hi to my buddy Ken. But anyways, I've already talked too much. Let's get to Medina, Ohio, to Castle Noel. What do you say? This is the incredible Castle Noel that I was telling you about. Last night I took my family here. We came, and honestly, this was one of the truly most magical experiences we have ever had as a family. I could not wait to come back today. And it is thanks to this group. It is honestly, Mark and Donna, they're the owners of this place. And Mark is a showman. He is so funny. As you go through this amazing tour here of Castle Noel, Mark will accompany you. He'll pop up on the screen along with your tour guide that you have to tell you different facts about all of these artifacts here. You wouldn't believe it. I truly look at Mark as like the Indiana Jones of Christmas memorabilia and artifacts. He has saved and curated so many amazing things. You are not going to believe it. I mean, he literally saves these items from destruction, from being tossed in the trash. And that is extremely important. Back in the 30s and the 40s, whenever you would go and do a Christmas tradition, you know, sled riding, getting your tree, well, there was another Christmas tradition that went on in that time period, and you would gather your family and you would go downtown to look at a window display at a beautiful, purposely made, just for your enjoyment, Christmas window display. And he has tons of those here. Another unbelievable thing that Mark has acquired here are Christmas toys. Right up my alley. There are some wrestlers up there too. But this place is so magical, you are not going to believe it. It truly is larger than life. There is no way that I could describe to you how amazing this place is. You have to get here to Medina, Ohio, and you have to see this place. It is unbelievable. It's larger than life. Truly. This, for me, it feels like when you come to Castle Noel, it feels like you are part of a classic Christmas movie. This place is so amazing. All right, well, I don't want to miss my tour. Let's go. What do you say? At the start of your experience at Castle Noel, you get a super awesome tour guide. And Mike here, I'm told, is one of the absolute best. How are you, man?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm great.
Awesome.
Look at this shirt. Could it really, truly be any more perfect for me? For this toy-sniffing weirdo? So, but right around the corner, what do we got here?
Santa's here.
Santa's here!
He's
Santa!
here taking letters from all the boys and girls.
How cool is that? Come on, let's go see.
Let's go see
We gotta say
Santa.
hello to Santa Claus. Oh, I hope I've been good enough this year. I really do. Oh my goodness, there is Santa.
Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas, everybody! How are you?
Wow.
Merry Christmas, Santa.
It's Santa! Santa's coming!
I know him.
Wow!
Goodness, now that's the first time I've heard that.
I'm sure. Well, that's one thing here about the Castle Noel. There is tons of movie props, movie memorabilia. But look at Santa, hard at work here. Santa, are these all good kids?
These are all good boys and girls. Letters coming in from all over the world. See the letters all over the world there?
Oh, wow.
So many good boys and girls this year. They're good every year.
Of course they are. I know my kids are. Actually, my daughter is here somewhere today. I bet you she's in the toy room, because that's where I would be. That's for sure. Well, Santa, thank you. I know you're super hard at work. We'll let you get... Now, I got to know one thing. Is Mike on the naughty or nice list this year?
Well, he's a little mischievous. He's on the night.
Yeah.
That's Mike Frost, my good friend.
Mike Frost. Now, wait. Now, Santa, what about Nick Bartley from Hunting Nostalgia? Did I make the good list this year?
You were on the nice list also.
Yes. Oh, well, Santa, thank you so much. I'll let you get back to
What is one of your favorite things to do in the winter snow?
Well, I love to go sled riding.
Love to go sled riding. How about building a snowman?
Oh, I love building.
Your snow fort?
Yes.
How about good old-fashioned snowball fight?
Snowball.
You know I got him.
Now that is awesome. Only at Castle Noel, only on Hunting Nostalgia.
Clear, crisp, and bright. 7-Up has the feeling of Christmas.
Wow, Mike, this is crazy. What is this?
This is the Blizzard Vortex.
And this is sending us back, right?
Gonna take you all back to your childhood so you can experience Castle Noel just like a kid.
Just like a kid. I mean, how much more Hunting Nostalgia could it be? Let's go. We got to get through here. Let's go.
Come on.
Oh my, look at this. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, is that neat? It really feels like you're moving.
Whoa.
Wow. Just through the vortex, look who I found. My child in the toy section. I mean, can you believe that? What is cool is this hallway is filled with old Christmas toys. Toys that you and I would have under the tree, as long as you're a good boy or girl. Gianna, how many cool things are in here?
Oh, a million.
Anything Harry Potter?
No.
She loves Harry Potter. But like I told you before, Mark Claus, I mean, how appropriate is that? This man truly is saving these items. Let's go through here. We gotta look at some old toys, you know what I mean? Oh my gosh, right off the bat, this is from Secret of the Ooze, Leonardo. They're the world's most fearsome fighting team. We're really hip. You see that one up there, that larger scale one? That one there is, I believe, 1991. They were just about, I'd say, 3 times the size of the actual ones that Playmates released. It's super cool, but it's the exact same toy. Oh my gosh, Gianna, look. Oh my goodness. This is amazing. Pee-wee's Playhouse. I know you ever would have I. I mean, we have this Playhouse at home. It's one of my kids' favorite things to play with. Gianna, now what do you see around here? You show me something that you love, that brings that nostalgia out in you. Show me something in here. What do you see? I see Lamb Chop's Play Along. I see tons of Ninja Turtle stuff, Pokemon Ball, and this is not it. I mean, there is plenty more. Oh, look, Barbie. Oh, Elvira. She would love that. Look at that vintage Master Yoda. Oh, we have, look, old albums on the wall as well. This place is absolutely unbelievable. I cannot explain to you how larger than life this is. Look, Gianna, there's Mary Poppins.
Oh, yeah.
Disneyland's Mary Poppins. These are a little bit older toys, huh? Mm-hmm. They're a little bit, oh, here we go. Oh my gosh, look right here. We have the WWF Wrestlemania VCR board game. Now I know it's kind of hard to see. They put the items in here just like it looks like it's under your tree. This is what under your tree looks like about a half hour after Christmas happens in the morning. But there's the board for that game. What you would do is you would pop in your VHS tape and then you would play the board game along with the VHS tape. It was absolutely amazing. Oh, Gianna, you know, they have so many cool things here. What was your favorite thing we did last night?
Probably the slide.
The slide. I knew that she was going to say the slide. Now, they have a slide, just like in the Toy Story movie, or Toy Story. All the toys.
Right?
In the Christmas Story movie. Wow, we could use that for the bloopers. But in the Christmas Story movie, Ralphie wants something, and everybody tells him, oh, you shouldn't want that. It's going to put your eye out, you know? People used to say that to me, Gianna, too.
What?
But it was about wrestling stuff. I'd say, Mom, I want wrestling stuff. And she'd say, you know that it's fake, don't you? But it doesn't matter to me, you know? That suspended belief was part of the fun. And if you're a wrestling fan, if you can make yourself enjoy that, you can make yourself enjoy anything. We got to check out the slide, you know? Mm-hmm. Let's go. All right, following my tour guide Mike here from room to room. This is one of my favorite rooms last night. Tell me a little bit about this.
This is from 1985, Santa Claus, the movie. Not to be confused with the Santa Claus with Tim Allen.
Right.
But Santa Claus, the movie from 1985. Gonna go back in time, activate our flux capacitor with 1.21 gigawatts of power. And go back to 1985.
Have I told you that I love this guy? Have I told you that? But that's how much fun you get from all of the guides here. They're all like this. It's so much fun. But I gotta say, whenever I saw that shirt, I knew you were my man.
There we go. Yeah.
So tell me about this stuff. I mean, is this an animatronic?
This is a full-size animatronic reindeer Donner from the movie.
Oh, this is Donner.
That is Donner, yes.
Oh my gosh, he looks amazing. Now Mark acquires these things, and then they don't always look amazing when they arrive here, right?
I was actually here when they unboxed this guy. I think it was 3 years ago, back by the RV, and I saw the box. The crate came in from overseas, from the auction that they got it from, and his head was actually bent in the case.
Oh!
They bent it in to get it to fit, and Mark thought it was broken. We just had to reassemble it and come it back out and just put it back together correctly. I didn't do that, of course. Mark did, and the restoration guys. And this past summer, actually, we just put the harness on him.
Oh my god!
That's one of the original harnesses from the film, so I was able to, Mark gave me permission to go in there, put the new harness on him. Dwight and I did that together. And it was a real difficult process because that's real animal fur on there.
Oh.
Of course, they got away with that back in 1985.
Yeah, right. Oh, wow.
So we couldn't slide it across there. We had to go inch by inch, move it carefully so we didn't destroy any of the fur on there. And we got it done with minimal fur on the floor.
That's a success.
That's right.
Now, this movie, Santa Claus the movie, it had John Lithgow, Dudley Moore, and Dudley Moore was one of the best elves ever.
Patch the Elf.
Patch the Elf.
That's his costume right there, one that you wore in the film.
Oh my, oh my gosh, that is so cool. I love stuff like that. That's what I was saying. Being at Castle Noel, it truly makes you feel like you are part of a Christmas movie.
Do you remember Burgess Meredith from the Rocky films?
I sure do.
He played the Elder Elf in the movie, and that is his beard from the film as well.
Oh, no way.
Yes.
Burgess Meredith also played the Penguin in the Batman series.
1966, yes.
I'm taking this guy home. He's got to come with me. but Burgess Meredith was an iconic actor. This is so neat. Wait until you see this next room.
We hope the special lift you get this holiday season lasts all year long. Happy holidays from Eaton Park.
100,000 ornaments in this room. What? Can you believe that? Gianna, I know this is one of your favorite places we went through last night. This is incredible. Now this is what it feels like for that jolly old elf himself to squeeze himself through the chimney. I'm gonna go first because I'm way bigger. Oh, I'm stuck. Come on, Gianna. Wow. Wow, I'm having an absolute blast on the Christmas special. This is so much fun. I hope you're having just as much fun as I'm having. It's probably not possible, but there is so little to do and so much time. Strike that, reverse it. And right now, I'm sending you to our friend Allison Patel at the Christmas Story House, which is now an interactive museum. Take it away, Allison.
Thanks, Nick. As you can see, we made it to Cleveland, Ohio, and we're at a Christmas Story House. We're here with our wonderful tour guide, Ernie, who's gonna tell us everything we need to know and probably a little bit more.
If you're ready for some exclusive information, follow me this way.
Stuff in here. Okay.
Everything in here is authentically from the movie. The coolest thing in this room is this display right here. So these are the original toys that you see in the Higbee window. When Ralphie and his friends are looking at the window in the beginning of the movie, those are all the original toys that you see in that window. Here's the Red Ryder BB gun that I was talking about with the 3 attachments, which you do get to see right here. So the attachment number 1 is the compass that he does mention in the movie. Attachment number 2, if you look next to the compass, you will see there's a sundial engraved in the stock of the gun, which is the thing that tells time. And then the 3rd attachment is the tassel. Now the tassel is the most important attachment because that is what indicates the gun was specifically made for a left-hander. Out of millions of Red Ryder BB guns ever that came through Daisy headquarters, these will be the only 6 that ever had 3 attachments in one gun and was created for a left-hander as well too.
Shall we, this, that looks like a comfortable robe.
It looks itchy to me.
You think so?
Yeah, so when I look at that, I just think about the corduroy pants that I used to get forced to wear as a child, which were itchy to me.
You think that looks itchy? Yeah. What the heck, what do you think is soft? Why is there a Flash Gordon suit?
Oh, because this is the onesie I'm sleeping at night.
Wait, what?
So, the reason this is here because there was a deleted scene where Ralphie actually saves Flash Gordon from being the merciless in the movie. Unfortunately, you won't be able to find that scene nowhere because the movie couldn't go over 90 minutes, and with that deleted scene and a couple more deleted scenes, it went over 90 minutes, so they took that scene out. It's the most interactive part in this museum.
Oh, wow.
This handsome guy you see right here in this bunny suit, that is Brian Jones, the guy who bought the house off of eBay for $150,000. And that's actually what the house looked like before he actually renovated it and reconstructed it to make it look back to his Christmas story itself.
Wow, you really know your... So unfortunately, Nick, we weren't able to take anything home with us from our visit here at the Christmas Story House, but we were able to win a major award. So I hope you enjoy and that it brightens your holiday a little bit.
Ernie, you know we're gonna get into this. But this, you know, like we're gonna get into why this sign needs to be here, right?
Wow, how amazing is that Christmas Story House? I was so jealous of Allison being there, but how cool is that place? She got to use the phone. What? Those props are amazing. I absolutely love the Christmas Story. One of my favorites of all time. Another one of my favorites, Elf. The best way of spreading Christmas cheer is...
singing loud for all to hear.
Oh my gosh, I cannot even tell you. Each room here, each room in Castle Noel that we go to is more and more incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
This, now, Buddy the Elf in general, is just so magical. It is one of our favorite movies. It is absolutely a classic for us. And look, this is the outfit that Will Ferrell wore when he was in the North Pole. Look at that. And Gianna, what do you love so much? You told me earlier, you told me last night.
I love Susie's outfit.
Look at how adorable. And then at the end, spoiler alert, but I gotta say, this is an older movie, so I don't feel too bad. Spoiler alert, at the end, Buddy has a daughter. And there she is, cute little Susie, and they live in the North Pole. How cool is that? Look at this place. Now this is, I believe, it's Mr. Jingling's magic key from Higbees. I believe this was, now I'm a Pittsburgh guy, you know, I'm from downtown Pittsburgh, but I do believe that this is a very nostalgic thing for Ohio and for Cleveland. But that is really neat. I love seeing stuff that brings back that nostalgic memory, you know, and this does it. I would assume that this is kind of like a Macy's or a Kaufman, something of that sort, but how cool is that? This place is incredible. Now this here is the massive snowman from Christmas with the Cranks. Whenever Tim Allen's trying to get this big massive guy up onto their roof, super hilarious, absolutely hilarious movie. But it actually reminds me of something. Gianna, what is my favorite Christmas movie of all time?
Pee-wee's Christmas Special.
That's correct. Pee-wee's Christmas Special is absolutely by far and away my favorite Christmas movie. I cannot wait for Halloween trick-or-treating to end just so I could pop Pee-wee's Christmas Special in our DVD player. But there's a scene, and he is with Cowboy Curtis, and they're outside, and they're making a snowman. And they make a snowman, and Cowboy Curtis turns to Pee-wee, and he says, "You know, Pee-wee, they say if you stare at a snowman long enough, he'll come to life." And then the snowman turns to him, and he goes, "Why don't you take a picture? It'll last longer." Oh!
The critics are hailing the arrival of the Simpsons. They're pretty selective. It's hilarious.
Jingle bells, Batman bells. Don't kill me, Dad.
Witty.
Ow, quit it.
Irreverent.
Ow, quit it.
A funny show.
When do we get paid?
The Simpsons Christmas Special.
As I was saying earlier, Mike, now a Christmas tradition for a lot of people in like the 30s, 40s, and 50s was literally going to department stores and looking at amazing displays just like this. Now this is the Nutcracker, right?
Yes, Nutcracker from Saks Fifth Avenue from 1996.
Wow, 1990. You know what's crazy is 1996 is now considered vintage.
Right, yeah.
This is truly amazing. It's a little bit like haunting in a way. It's the sculptures on these, like they really truly feel like it's out of a dream.
Right.
Like that, it is. Now, how were these acquired? Was this something that Mark was contacted about? They wanted him to save these items, or?
He has a great rapport with all the New York City stores, Saks Fifth Avenue, Lord & Taylor. They just got a bunch of stores up there, and he keeps in touch with them. And they only use these 6 weeks out of the year, then they destroy them.
Oh, they destroy
They destroy them, yes. They throw them out. They don't want anybody to have them in their private collection. So he contacts them and sees what they're going to do with the windows after they're done, and then he gets them from them.
Is that right?
Yes.
So honestly, he is truly saving these from the dumpster.
Saving it, yes, for future generations to enjoy here at Castle Noel.
Because the artist doesn't want their pieces going to just a home or someone's. Oh,
Part about some on eBay or anything like that, yes.
Wow, this is amazing. Oh my gosh, look at how beautiful this is. You cannot beat this at Castle Noel. Wow. All right, so Mike, this is what, the continuation from the Nutcracker hallway?
Continuation from the 96 hallway. This is 20 years later. Same store, Saks Fifth Avenue. Same story, the Nutcracker, just reimagined 20 years later. Land of 1,000 Delights.
Oh, wow. This
so you can see the colors are more vibrant, more details on the display. Not as creepy as the 96 hallway.
Well, you know what, though? Creepy, I don't mind creepy. Sometimes, like, think about it. Nightmare Before Christmas, that's creepy.
That's kind of creepy,
I love that. Oh, I love the candy. Everybody knows in Honey Nostalgia, I love candy. Look at that. The
candy looks so real in there.
That reminds me of the game Candyland.
Candyland, yeah.
You know, that's really what oh, is this beautiful? Look at that.
Now, just like the first hallway, they only use it 6 weeks out of the year and destroy them. This here window set cost Saks Fifth Avenue $3.2 million to put together.
And they would just get rid of it.
Just get rid of it or throw it out.
Well, thank goodness there's people like Mark and Dana who will save this.
Right.
Who save this stuff. Oh, and look, it's the teacups. Oh my gosh, I love this place. Oh my gosh, this next room is gorgeous. We're going to get back to Castle Noel in just a minute, but first, Elvira and I would love it if you would sit through a very Honey Nostalgia-inspired Christmas song, written by me, performed by myself, and Elvira and her mini-me. Remco and Kenner with Playmates and Hasbro, wrestlers and spacemen and cowboys with lassos, heroes and villains, Batman's in between. Nostalgia from toys is our favorite thing.
Hand-colored figures and dollies from Cabbage? Ken and Barbie are star-tested in matches. Can't choose your favorite, they pull our heartstrings. Nostalgia from toys is our favorite thing.
Flexing with Hogan and laughing with Pee-wee. Ernest and Urkel give annoying new meaning. Our shows and our movies, they're better than yours. Nostalgia from toys is what we do this for. When an arm breaks or a crotch cracks
and you're feeling sad,
we simply remember those nostalgic things, and then we don't feel so bad. Talk about pure fun. Now, let's get back to the Castle Noel and go into the toy room. Christmas toys through the decades. It is unbelievable. Come with me and you'll be traveling in a world of pure imagination. Wow.
He's amazing.
I can't believe, first off, there's only 24 hours in a day.
Yeah.
How does he find the time to do this?
He's here 7 days a week, man.
24 hours a day.
Well, not 24 hours, but he's here quite a bit.
Oh my gosh, it is incredible. It is truly incredible. Wow. Oh my goodness. I love those tin soldiers.
He glued all these pictures in one by one in the background there.
Oh my gosh. He has to have a time machine or something. I don't know how he does it. That is incredible. Oh, is that Santa Claus? Wait, that's Santa Claus is coming to town? Yeah. Oh, it's right there. Santa Claus is coming to town. That's the claim. That's so neat. I love this place. I could be here all day.
According to legends, little folks know Hills is where the toys are. Hills Toy Layaway, just 10% down, a small service charge. Lays away toys, little and large. Hundreds of toys. Express layaway too. So layaway is even easier for you. Remember, Hills Toy Layaway. One reason they're different and why they say Hills is where the toys are.
At low prices every day.
I told you that toy hallway was absolutely amazing. They had wrestlers! Come on, how can you beat that? So as we're leaving, as we left the toy room, and we walked into Mark's workshop, boom, there he was. The man himself, the Indiana Jones of these Christmas artifacts, was right there. And you know what? That happens on the tour. Like, it's not just because I was there with cameras. That happens on the tour. Mark gets so excited, just like I do, for all of this stuff. Mark gets just as excited, if not more so, for these Christmas items. He truly is the Indiana Jones of Christmas artifacts. I've called him that multiple times, but he deserves it. But anyways, Mark took time out of his extremely busy day just to talk with me about some really cool stuff. Let's take a look at that conversation right now.
Yeah, this is actually from the Grinch movie. This is in the scene where the teacher is talking to the kids. They're on the shelf behind her, and it's really... This is sometimes how things, they're made to be used for the production and then, tossed. So, no one cares about them. So this is all sculpted foam and hard shell. So I'll go back in and I'll Bondo them up, and then our PPG rep will make sure they match and the color's right, and then we'll put them in the display. But it's cool to have the original stuff, and it was really neat when I first got these blocks, only 4 of them, M-E-R and Y. So I thought, you can't ask for everything, right? The other R was missing. In case you didn't know, Mary's got 2.
Yeah.
Because you're Pittsburgh, right?
Yes.
I didn't realize how cool downtown Pittsburgh was until we were lucky enough to be chosen to save all the relics in the Macy's basement.
From Pittsburgh?
Oh, yeah, when they closed, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
It was really cool. So we got the opportunity first to go get the Yes, Virginia, There Is a Santa Claus paper windows. And when we were there, the lady that was in charge of the basement, now that was a cool old store because it had been a store for like 130 years or something. It was like forever that has been a store. Wow. So the basement of that store was like an old history museum. I mean, there was a taxidermy moose. There was all this wild stuff, and it was just like layers and layers and layers and layers of stuff.
That had to be so neat.
Oh, it was really cool. So when we were there when we were told we could come pick up the yesterday were paper windows, but they had already started doing the deconstruction for whatever it became, an office building or something afterward. So there was like piles of brick rubble being dropped and stuff like that amongst all this stuff. Oh, man. And we were there getting these pieces out, and the lady that ran that department, she goes, well, who are you guys? You know, because New York had sent us. Because we deal with New York Macy's. And so she sent us to Pittsburgh to get this stuff. And the lady that was there in Pittsburgh didn't know who we were. And at lunchtime, she went and looked us up, and she was like, oh man, you know, this is such a cool place and you're doing so much neat stuff. And she goes, would you like to see our other treasures?
Oh, like, man. Your heart probably started going, yes, please.
It was like this, like Indiana Jones finding a treasure, you know, it's like really cool. So she walks us through this area, down this dark hallway, and then there's this plywood door with a padlock on it, and she opens it up and she flips open the door and she turns on the light, and it's like, oh, this circus stuff. You know, there was like elephants and circus stuff and all that. Like, oh, and she flips the light off and locks the door, and like, oh, you know. And then she walks to the next door and she opens up and she goes, oh, and then there's all that stuff, like the carriage from the display out in the vault, this Washington, the blue room from the White House, all this stuff was just stacked up in there, and I'm like, oh man, and I'm like, boy, would I love to have this stuff, you know? Is there any way that we could save this stuff? And she's like, well, I don't know, we'll have to see. So we took the Yes Virginia windows home, and then a few days later, she called up and said, you can come get those window displays and the relics out of the basement. So we ran, and like, I don't wait, because here's what opportunity is. Opportunity is a window. It doesn't stay open. It opens and then it closes. So when something starts to open up, you got to go right away. So we rented a truck, like literally within an hour. And before I could get halfway there, she calls me back and goes, nope. The legal department said, can't do it right now. I'm like, oh, darn. But she's like, I'm going to keep trying. So,
what a shame.
So we came home, and then like a week later, she called up and said, it's today.
Oh.
So off we went.
You got it.
Oh yeah, all the stuff. And we were down in the basement finding all the any animations from Windows and those two rooms of the cool stuff, which actually started out at Lord & Taylor in New York, which is really cool. So Lord & Taylor builds these wonderful windows, and Mr. Kaufman from Kaufman's, they said, acquired the windows from Lord & Taylor, and then they were displayed in Pittsburgh, or Kaufman's acquired them. They were displayed in Pittsburgh one year and then locked away in this basement vault. And then the store was sold to Macy's, and they stayed there. And then, when it closed, we were given that opportunity. But it was interesting how we're in the basement of Macy's Pittsburgh, and we brought home Lord & Taylor New York treasures.
Is nuts.
So
that
really
is so cool.
And when we were there, they said, "Look, you got till." You know, they're moving everything, they're tearing everything out. So it's like, you got till 5 o'clock today was the last.
Oh man.
So I told my staff, I'm like, I just was treasure hunting in the basement, like literally moving things and going, oh my God, elves, and, you know, moving things, oh my God, there's Cinderella, you know, just moving this stuff out of like 50 years of stuff. And I knew we had to leave by the time they closed. Sure. So I said, just start taking the product to the alley, because we had to go, because the construction crew was using the elevators, the construction elevators, we had to use the guest elevators. So we're carrying all this stuff up in the guest elevators to the main floor, then through the lobby, out the front door, up 2 blocks to the alley, down the alley where our truck was. And I said, bring everything out, just bring it all. Wow. And so everything we got, they were bringing out into the alley. And by the time the store closed, the alley was filled all the way down. They're like, we're never going to get this in this truck. And I'm like, it's not going to stay in this alley.
Yeah.
So I was like, if we have to rent trailer, but I Tetrised that stuff. I'm really good at packing treasure. Because when I get treasure, I want to pack it good, you know?
That is hilarious.
So I packed it all in there, and we got it all, back seats of cars, You know, we couldn't even, my wife she had so much stuff in the car, she couldn't even see out the window.
Oh my gosh.
So we had the box truck and we had our trucks and everything was just stacked to the ceilings. But we saved all that stuff. And
now she loves this just as much as you.
She says she's the voice of reason, but she's really not. She's really not.
My wife is the voice of reason. And you know what's funny is, for the first time in the history of Hunting Nostalgia, I have someone on who is just as excited as me.
Oh yeah.
And that makes my day.
It's the greatest stuff to find it.
So you were able to acquire the other R.
Yes. So I had to convince the lady that owned Cindy Lou's bedroom set that it wouldn't make a good nail salon display.
Oh,
right?
really?
Yeah. I said, no, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll design and manufacture and build a cartoon, a Cindy Lou style, like a Grinch style nail salon with resin, like fiberglass foot baths, nail tables, all to look like it, but then not, but be usable, be functional.
Yeah.
And so over a couple months, she realized that I started drawing stuff up and showing her. And then I sculpted and fiberglassed foot baths and nail tables and made a big nail polish display that ran down. And we loaded it up in a trailer and drove across the country and switched it out for Cindy Lou Who's bedroom set. Yeah.
Oh.
And when we were picking it up in the basement, she had the other R. So
just by chance.
Yeah, it's just sitting there. So
another Christmas miracle.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is unbelievable. Awesome. That is so cool.
Yeah.
That's a really great idea. You said, well, I'm going to help you get what you want.
Right.
You got what you wanted.
Yeah.
And now we all can enjoy it here at Castle Noel.
That's right.
There's one more thing in your workshop that I wanted to ask you about.
Okay.
And there is a spaceman over here, and he looks like he's pretty old. I'm not sure what year it would have been from. Do you know who I'm referring to?
That is actually a 1950s Halley's window display from downtown Cleveland.
Oh, is that right? From here? From Cleveland?
From a very famous character in town, Mr. Jingling, who was, we also have his costume.
Yeah, I saw that.
Earl Key's costume. Now, Mr. Jingling started in the 50s before me, but his heyday was a guy named Earl Keys played Mr. Jingling, who was Santa's keeper of his keys. And every day at 5:05 in the afternoon, he would do this little TV show where he would show you one of the keys and tell you what room it went to and tell you a little story about that room. And it was really, really cool. And for kids, if you grew up in this area in the 60s and 70s, Mr. Jingling was as cool as Santa any day. Like Mr. Jingling was it. And you could go downtown to Halley's and see him on Halley's 7th floor. So this was one of the window displays in the 50s. Now, he had more hair on the side in the 50s, but it's a very old relic. And I'm going to do a little bit of restoration to it, but it's a really great look back.
It's beautiful.
At some Cleveland history.
Wow.
Lots of Pittsburgh history in here.
Yeah. Oh, really? Where?
Well, you walked in, you saw Santa. Did you see Santa?
Yeah, we saw Santa.
Okay, all that stuff is from Macy's Pittsburgh.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And the blue room here from the White House is that one I was telling you about from Lord & Taylor that ended up in Macy's.
Oh, this is Pittsburgh too?
That's Pittsburgh too, yeah. We got that at Macy's. And then... Let's see, what else is Macy's?
Well, look how neat. Look, because you see the beautiful part. You know, like when you go to the displays, you see the beautiful part. You don't see the work that it takes underneath, that you're able to repair.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of things that need repair. The arms, the material that they made these out of typically wasn't very durable.
Oh,
so there's
last.
a lot of things you got to fix and keep going and all that kind of stuff. Hey, everybody, are you having a good time?
Oh, yeah.
Seeing lots of fun stuff?
How cool is Mark? Is he not just a bundle of fun? I love that guy. I could have honestly talked with him for days. His stories and his adventures are so cool. It gets me so excited. You know what I mean? But right now, talking about excitement, right now you get to take a very special, very personal moment of nostalgia with the incredible Elvira Taylor. Take it away.
Welcome, everybody. I'm Elvira Taylor from the Doll Circle, and today for my moment of nostalgia, I wanted to talk about Three Kings Day. Yes, you're probably familiar with Christmas. Many of you celebrate it on December 25th, and we get presents underneath the Christmas tree. But in Hispanic culture and across Europe as well, they celebrate something called Three Kings Day, and that is celebrated on January the 6th, and I celebrated it with my family. Unfortunately, as we've gotten older, a lot of our traditions have kind of faded away. And with my grandparents not being around, they were the ones that really were kind of behind the holiday. Every January 6th, we would wake up and we would get more presents. But let's get into the history of Three Kings Day. Half of my family's from Puerto Rico, so we celebrated January 6th, which is 12 days after Christmas. Around the world, though, outside of Latin America, it's known as Feast of the Epiphany. This day marks when the three wise men came to visit the baby in Bethlehem. The three wise men traveled from 3 different continents, bringing gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. There's a lot of similarities with receiving gifts on Christmas from Santa, but with Three Kings Day, we get gifts from the three wise men. Some children will leave their shoes outside their door, and that's where the three wise men will leave their gifts. Traditionally, you can leave straw or sugar underneath your bed for the three wise men's camels, but we just left blades of grass. Sugar would have brought ants in the house. I don't think my mom would have wanted that. So I want to share with you one of my favorite Three Kings Day presents I received from my grandparents. This is Sailor Jupiter from Sailor Moon. And yeah, it's not a very traditional gift that you would give someone for Three Kings Day, but we weren't very traditional in that sense. They just always gave us gifts, and I was missing her from the line, and they went to Toys R Us and got her. I remember she had the Toys R Us sticker on the box. I just was absolutely in love with this blue Bandai box of hers, and I ended up unboxing her and having her with the whole set, and it just really made me really happy that I was able to complete the series. And it's such a good memory because now I can look at this doll and remember my grandparents and Three Kings Day. Also that year, they gave me a chunky tic-tac-toe game, which I don't have with me. It might be in storage at my parents' house, but a clear tic-tac-toe game that I was so in love with. I don't know why I liked it. It was just tic-tac-toe. I couldn't find a picture of it, but this is similar-ish to it. But yeah, those are my 2 gifts that I got, and I actually got them on the same Three Kings Day, and it was just so, I don't know, just a good memory. I'm interested. Do you celebrate Three Kings Day? Do you get traditional gifts? Do you get non-traditional gifts like I used to get? I love any time spending with my family, so whether it's Christmas, Three Kings Day, or another holiday that your family celebrates, I hope everyone has a really great holiday this year and has so much fun and gets fun gifts, and the biggest and most important thing is spending time with each other. I hope you enjoyed my moment of nostalgia, and until next time, back to you, Nick.
That was so awesome. Merry Christmas, Elvira. Actually, Happy Three Kings Day. We appreciate you opening up and showing us a bit of your heritage, with Three Kings Day and your grandparents. That was so awesome, and it's so very, very special. Anytime now that I see items that will remind me of that, boom, I'm going to be part of those memories with you and your grandparents, whether you like it or not. But sadly, this is the last segment here of the Hunting Nostalgia Christmas Special, so we're going back to the Castle Noel one more time. But I do want to say Merry Christmas and thank you to everybody. Let's get back to the castle. This is what they call the Grand Room, and boy is it ever. Look, Turbo Man, Arnold Schwarzenegger from Jingle All the Way. Nobody wanted this guy. I can't even remember his name, but nobody wanted him. Booster, that's right. There was plenty of Booster on the shelves in that movie. Johnny, you haven't seen that, but it is a really, really funny movie. But you have seen the Santa Claus. You have seen Christmas Story. You've seen the Grinch. Look at this. This place is amazing. You remember whenever he shoots out of the sewer? There it is right there. And he lands, you remember when he lands on Martha May Bouvier? Yeah. He lands on her. This place is, oh boy, and there he is. Oh my goodness. Look at how amazing that is. I'm a psycho. That's so cool. Oh my gosh. Oh, look, on screen used, oh, Gianna. Oh boy, this is where the Christmas Story slide is. It's right here. Oh, geez. But this is really neat because these are all screen-worn costumes from the Grinch. Jim Carrey's The Grinch. This is really, really cool. Oh, boy. Hi. Hi. Can we ride the slide? Yep. All right, let's go up. Let's go ride the slide from Christmas Story. Oh, I got to tell Santa what I want. I don't know if he'll bring it for me. What do you think? Have I been good?
The night before Christmas, an Oreo cookie's waiting for a special guest.
I'll just take a little rest.
Ho, 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 who's that kid with the Oreo cookies? Eating all the luscious chocolate, licking all the creamy middles, dunking all the crunchy cookies like he did when he was little. It's so hard to hide the kid inside with Christmas and O-R-E-O.
Look, it's a cute Hegwig.
Oh, that is cute.
Baby Hegwig.
How are you?
Good.
Wait a minute. I want wrestling toys for Christmas.
Daddy, you know wrestling isn't real. Ho, ho, ho! Oh,
Well, Merry Christmas from Hunting Nostalgia. Today was an absolute blast. We came to Castle Noel here in Medina, Ohio. You have to get out here. You have to. A special thanks to Allison Patel for showing us the Christmas Story house in Cleveland. And Elvira Taylor, what a great, great Christmassy moment of nostalgia. When we got here, this was my wife's absolute favorite. Whenever I was a kid, I didn't watch Christmas Vacation, but it is one of her absolute favorites. And I know that you recognize this when Cousin Eddie pulls in. This is his RV. How cool is that? Gianna, what do you have to say to everybody at Hunting Nostalgia?
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas from Hunting Nostalgia.
Remco and Cantor with Playmates and Hasbro, wrestlers and spacemen and cowboys with lassos, heroes and villains, Batman's in between. Nostalgia from toys is our favorite thing.
Hand-colored figures and dollies from Cabbage? Ken and Barbie are star-tested in matches. Can't choose your favorite, they pull our heartstrings. Nostalgia from toys is our favorite thing.
Flexing with Hogan and laughing with Pee-wee. Ernest and Urkel give annoying new meaning. Our shows and our movies, they're better than yours. Nostalgia from toys is what we do this for. When an arm breaks or a crotch cracks
and you're feeling sad,
we simply remember